So last week, the top pick in the NFL draft was traded. Now it appears the number 2 pick could be dealt as well. A Brown source telling our Adam Schefter that there are teams that are interested. And also, the Browns have been engaged in trade talks, but it remains, in words of one of their officials, uncertain where they'll ultimately trade that pick. Now, Monday Morning Quarterbacks, Peter King was on Mike and Mike earlier and said there's a 50% chance that they will trade.
Better than 50.
Yes, better than 50% chance that they will trade that pick, Skip. If you were the Browns, would you trade?
Let me restate my position on Robert Griffin III. As you well know, you've heard it to distraction on the show. Before that draft, Andrew Luck versus RG3, a big RG3 fan, and I was very upset by what he went through in Washington, some of it self-inflicted. I was ecstatic that he was about to get a fresh start with a quarterback coach I believe in Hugh Jackson, and one who appears to believe in Robert Griffin III. So my point was that it was good news when I heard that it's very possible they are going to trade this pick. And obviously, for selfish reasons, RG3 reasons, I hope they do, because that would mean that Carson Wentz wouldn't be looking over Robert's shoulder. And that's what I feared was going to happen, because all the initial reports were that Cleveland was going to hold fast and take one of the rookie quarterbacks at number 2. The bad news as of yesterday that I did not see coming was Josh McCown took the starters reps in their first little off-season workout yesterday. Josh McCown, he's still there. I didn't even know if he was in limbo or what, but he's signed through next year. He took more snaps yesterday than RG3. It shook me up, because I thought, if you're going to rebuild the confidence, rebuild all of RG3's psyche and get him completely indoctrinated into a new offense with a new coach, you'd want him taking the majority of the reps. Well, that indicates to me that maybe they want to move forward with Josh McCown as the starter next year, which is the bridge year. I like it that if they don't pick a quarterback, they can start to restock a pathetic defense. And I thought that would help RG3 on the other side. But on this side, I'm not sure RG3's the designated starting quarterback next year. I'm afraid that maybe they're going to bring him along slowly as just the backup quarterback to a Josh McCown, who will be a one-year bridge to a rookie quarterback. And they could still take any of the rookies, obviously, in round 2. I don't know who. Maybe they love Connor Cook. I have no idea. But maybe there'll be another guy that would be looking over both the shoulders of Josh McCown and Robert Griffin III.
When does training camp begin?
July something.
End of July.
What's today?
April 20th?
Right, April 20th. Skip, it's April.
4/20.
It's April.
Clock's ticking.
It's a guy in RG3 that hasn't played in over a year and a half.
Yep.
It's one practice. So I'm not worried about Josh McCown taking more snaps or whatever the case may be. You've got to get yourself reacclimated to playing football. He hasn't been doing that. Not only that, you know that Hugh Jackson's going to give him every opportunity. What I don't like about what you're saying is you're acting like the road needs to be paved and petaled with roses in order for RG3 to step up in there. You are trying to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. You have to compete. You have to remind everybody of why you were RG3 instead of Robert Griffin III. That's what you need to do. And so when I look at it, I'm not fazed by that. It's one practice. Not to mention the fact that you got to remember, they're trying to trade down. I also think that's a very good sign for RG3, because what you have is a situation where clearly the Browns wanted Goff. And even though we've been hearing that the LA Rams, having traded with the Titans, getting the #1 overall pick, are either going to draft Carson Wentz out of North Dakota State or just get Jared Goff. You've also heard folks from the NFL Network and beyond, folks here as well, talking about it'll probably be Goff, even though there's still some people out there who thinks it'll be Wentz. But if you are the Cleveland Browns, you have targeted Goff all along. So if you're looking to trade down, which the reports say they are, with Sashi Brown and the crew, then that's because you believe and you've been convinced that the LA Rams are going to take Goff. So what you're trying to do is look at the Eagles and other folks to trade down to get multiple picks. They were ranked 30th offensively last year. They were ranked 29th defensively. They have needs everywhere. And if you could get multiple picks while still getting a quality player, as far as I'm concerned, Skip, this is consistent with what you said you wanted, because you talked about if you draft a guy that high, you're going to be looking to play. There's going to be cat calls for him the second RG3 struggles. Well, if they trade the pick, that goes out the window. And if you are RG3 and you can't outperform Josh McCown or Austin Davis or anybody else or Cook or whomever, then you don't deserve the starting job. So I think that if they trade the pick, this is as ideal for RG3 as it gets, and I have absolutely no problem with it whatsoever, and I don't think you should either.
Okay, but are you saying...
Connor Shaw, I meant. I'm sorry.
Connor Shaw, that's fine. Are you saying that you're okay if Josh McCown starts next year?
No, I'm saying to you that I'm okay with him getting reps for now while RG3 gets reacclimated to playing NFL football, and in the event that Josh McCown outperforms him in training camp and preseason, then you don't deserve the starting job. You shouldn't get it.
Okay. You know what? Josh McCown will outperform him right now.
Well, then you got,
for your point, he's been out of football basically for a year and a half. He played in the preseason.
Then tell me what you're after then. Tell me what you're after.
I want somebody to say, here's the job, and we're going to rehabilitate your whole psyche and your confidence. We're going to rebuild you as a quarterback, but you need the reps now. You can't get better watching.
But how can you rebuild somebody if you further shatter a confidence that they've lost by throwing them into a Lions den they're not prepped to handle yet? I'm not saying that it's something that you don't look to do later on, but he just got there. And I'm saying to you, come training camp and preseason, to me, I'm not going to be concerned at all for RG3 until that third preseason game. That's when I'm going to be looking at Hugh Jackson and the Cleveland Browns, and I'm going to be saying, okay, where are we with RG3? Up until that moment, I'm not concerned about any of this.
Okay, here's the problem. Josh McCown he's a journeyman quarterback, but he's a really good journeyman. Yep. He's a top-line journeyman. Remember what he did for Chicago when he stepped in for Jay Cutler at the end of 2013? He went 13 touchdown passes to 1 interception. But even last year with Cleveland, he was pretty good last year.
But again, here's the question, Skip.
Okay.
If Josh McCown is better than RG3, why would you want RG3 to have the job?
Obviously, RG3's upside. What RG3 did as a rookie, Josh McCown is not capable of doing. But RG3 has taken such an emotional, psychological beating and a physical beating in Washington under Jay Gruden, even back to the Shanahan days, that he needs time to not have somebody to compete with, because Josh McCown will be a little better. He'll be a little farther along. He's played a lot more football than Robert has. So why would you start to subject him to that kind of competition with a Connor Cook maybe? You see, if you went forward with Robert and you said, you're our guy from day one, trust me, the sky is more of the limit.
I have to apologize to the American public for what I'm about to say. It's my fault. I brought this up. It's on me. I know I'm going to regret it. But Skip Bayless.
Is this a Tebow question?
Yes! Because Skip Bayless. I heard this before. You know, it doesn't matter what they do in practice. It doesn't matter how they look. You got to stick with them no matter what. You got to show the faith, and they will reward you. This is what you have said. And I'm saying to you, Skip, this sounds eerily similar to the kind of things you said. Listen, it does not?
Go ahead.
Can I say one thing? This is what I think is happening. You think it's going to help his psyche, RG3, by don't throw him into the Lions den with the first team yet. Let him develop whatever he hasn't played. And you're saying it messes with his psyche because you're already putting him in the backup role, right? You're already putting him behind Josh McCown.
Plus, you're not getting any reps. No, he needs reps
I'm saying to you is you could tell me, but listen, don't talk to me about reps in practice. I'm sure they're getting reps. I'm sure they're going to get reps.
But you're the number two.
My point is this. RG3 took the job knowing he was going to have to compete for the job. He didn't take the job thinking that it was going to be handed to him on a silver platter and he wouldn't have to compete. He's a professional. Professionals know they got to compete. You don't want to walk up in there and even though Josh McCown is looking better than you and playing better than you and performing better than you, you get given the job because if anything will demoralize a franchise, that is it. What have coaches religiously said to us throughout the years? If you don't put players in the best position to win, you have done a disservice to them. If McCown outplays RG3, you're doing a disservice to the rest of the team by not putting them in there.
Okay, I can't let the Tebow shot.
Please, I knew it was coming. I know I brought it up. It's on me. It's on me.
Here's what happened with Tim Tebow. As a rookie, he was a 25th pick in the first round, late first-round pick. As a rookie in preseason, in those games, he wasn't good. He was sensational in those games. He got to play in the last. Go check the tape. We've got tapes of this.
I need to see them.
And then do this for me.
I do need to see
Go look
them.
at the last 3 games of Tim Tebow's rookie year when the team was so bad they said, "Here, you start."
I watched that.
Go look at it.
I watched that.
Go look at the numbers. Go look at what he did against the Houston Texans in Denver. It was the second start of his career. That's the end of his rookie year.
Okay.
Then go look at what happened in the preseason the next year.
Preseason.
Okay, but you're saying when it was game time to play in a real game, even though it doesn't count, he was really good. He was not a very good practice player.
He could run the football. He could run the football
he could
very well. Don't ever say to me that Tim Tebow can throw. Don't ever do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't lie to people like that. Don't ever sit there and say that he could throw the football, because we all know better than that.
Okay, all I know is that he threw it well enough then to take over when the team was 1-4 the next year. What are we hearing? Is that a song?
Let me tell you something.
They're playing the song.
Let me tell you something right now. I'm looking at this camera right now to my producers. Ladies and gentlemen, to the producers of First Take, I will walk off this set right now if y'all don't turn off that damn music. I don't want to hear anything about Tim Tebow. I will walk off right now. I will walk back. I will walk off this set right now. Y'all start playing that Tebow stuff. Don't get me started with it. Don't y'all start with it. Now, I said I'll listen to Skip. I'll be dead if I'm going to listen to that Tebow music. I'm not going to take it. Don't tell me he could throw. Don't do that. They're playing the music. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm going to leave right now until they turn off this music. I'm going to leave. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it.
Turn it up.
I can't take it. Turn it up. I can't take it.
McCown was in the mix. Oh my.
Listen.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
Conor McGregor next. Stay here on First Take. Skip raps too. No one-trick pony at this desk.
And all he does is win. All he does is unleash.
Tell Tebow, let him go.
It's time.
Turn him loose.
Let him play. Let him play.
On Sunday.
Unleash.
Tell Tebow, let him go.